Hey, folks, it's 7 o'clock Wednesday night. You know what that means. Team FYN Sports and Circuit World Blue Ridge presents Fan and Rebel Wrap-Up. We always want to start out thanking Blue Jeans Pizza for providing the meal for the players and the coach. Also, Pepsi and all of our Team FYN Sports sponsors. We want to appreciate them. Just a real quick note, find our page that's on Facebook, Team FYN Sports Facebook page. Find us there and follow us on Friday nights or anything we tweet out. I say this every week, Donna, Coach. Like at my age, I didn't think I'd be telling people. Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll get past that. Follow us at Team FYN Sports. We have head coach Jim Pavao with us tonight. Defensive coordinator, defensive line coach Adam Turner is with us. We've been waiting for you for a while. I know. Okay, just checking.
I know.
Just so you know, we've been waiting to get here. Coach Turner is with us tonight. Also, first on the couch, our Rebel players tonight, outside linebacker number 11, Cole Earls, and wide receiver number 30, Dawson King. Before we start again, also our Team FYN Sports Writer Player of the Week, Bradley Flowers. Congratulations to Bradley Flowers. We are talking tonight 3A, Region 7, 3A football. What took place last Friday night? GAC 61-14 over Lumpkin, and Union County North Hall 55-34 over the Union Panthers, and Dawson 43-3 over the Fannin County Rebels. Coach, Dawson, solid team. You knew what you were going over and you were getting into. Talk a little bit about their team this year and what you were able to see Friday.
Well,
night.
I mean, they've got a really good quarterback. One of the best in the region, and good running back, and all. Got a lot of the big difference. I think for them this year, maybe as compared to the past, they were playing 8 or 9 offensive linemen, just rotating guys in during series, and so they were always fresh, and they were good in the skill positions at the receiver positions, and defensively, they were pretty physical and pretty aggressive, and they well coached, and our kids played hard against them. We moved the football on offense. Defense, we did some good things, but we gave up some big plays on about 3 big plays on defense, and offensively kind of sputtered a little. A couple times we got inside the 20, and we turned it over a time or two, and they're a pretty good football team. So
when you said they were able to rotate guys in, and that is when you got a lot of guys. How many guys they have on the sideline compared to your
I don't
team?
know. I mean, number wise, we carry about 70. They're probably about 105 or 10, somewhere in like that. But the big thing is the quality of player that they were bringing in. I mean, you can have 100 guys running around, but if none of them are any good, what's the difference? But they like I said, they put in the middle of a drive. They had a 12-play drive on us, about play 6 or 7. They wholesale changed 3 or 4 offensive linemen, and there was no drop-off.
No drop, yeah, because I watched some of these teams, and it's like the same set of legs just came back in, right? You know what I mean? One set of legs leaves, another one comes in, and it's not a drop-off.
So 5 positions, they're playing 8 or 9 guys, and our 3 down guys, we're playing like 4 guys. We're rotating 1 guy in, and at linebacker, really not rotating any. So able to rotate any. So it's one of those things where I think we kind of just in those long drives, we got a couple situations where we had opportunities to get some stops, but we might have been a little tired, and they were put some fresh guys in, and they were able to keep drives going and take it down and score.
Coach Turner, on the defense, talk about the defense giving up some big plays. They were able to get deep on you. Your secondary, you get in a position where they make the big play, or you're ending up with a penalty. You're ended up with a penalty, an interference or something like that. What is it like trying to keep up with these guys that can get behind you with the speed, trying to keep them contained? What was Dawson like Friday night?
Well, I mean, they were really good in the skill positions. I just basically repeat what Coach Pavao said. I mean, they were good in all areas of offense, including receiver. I mean, they had some guys that could run and get open, ran great routes. I mean, they were really coached up really well. I'm just not talking about just the receivers. I mean, all the way across. I mean, they were just coached up very well, and they gave some problems, with their speed and things like that.
you've been in this region for 7 years, 3A Region 7 and 7 the last several years. This is probably one of the toughest years all around for every team. There's not there's not bad teams in this region. You've got a tough football game every Friday night.
Yeah, there's a lot of good talented players in this region. A lot of talented teams, a lot of well-coached teams. A lot of good coaching staffs in the region, and it's so yeah. I mean, it's competitive. It's a really competitive region. But that's what you're looking for. You're not really looking for, when you get a region win in this region, you say, hey, we had to play good because we beat a pretty good football team, no matter who it is.
Cole, let me ask you a question. You're an outside linebacker. You've played several tough teams, but GAC and now Dawson. What was it going up against those guys, those big guys Friday night? I mean, what did you see Friday night that you guys were maybe struggling with, trying to contain them or keep them in the box?
Really just doing what we're supposed to do. Like, if you go to get kicked out, you got to stay low and keep your leverage, and if the tackle on you squeezes down, you got to squeeze. Nobody really did a really good job of squeezing, and that was my fault and other people's fault, but we just got to do what we're coached to do and stay positive, because everybody we face are going to be bigger, and we just got to play hard.
The defense this year is a unit. Lumpkin, okay. I think one thing that can happen sometimes is you see a team, I think they're 0-7 off the top of my head. They haven't won a game in the region yet, but still you can't take something like that for granted on Friday night. So what are you guys seeing with Lumpkin that you're focusing on this week?
We're focusing on the counters. They kill off counters, the quarterback runs. Quarterback's a very good athlete, and also their screens. They release their linemen, and they get linemen on DBs and safeties. So us linebackers and defensive linemen have to do a good job of recognizing that and getting to the screen and recognizing the counter.
Hey Dawson, you guys did have over a couple hundred yards on offense. You were moving the ball Friday night. What's some of the takeaways from Friday night that you guys think as a wide receiver, getting open, getting down the field against Lumpkin? What are some of the things you guys are working on this week?
Well, we have a lot of new packages, and we have a couple of reverses up our sleeves, and I guess we're just working on our routes and speed to get open more.
Coach, this team here, let's do a little comparison to the teams in the past, the Rebel teams. At this point of the season, injury-wise, guys really settling in, playing good football. How do you feel about where you're at?
I think we're coming along. We're not injury-free right now. We've got one or two question marks for this Friday on a couple of guys, but we're way better off than we were this time last year as far as number of injuries and so we're feeling pretty good about that. If we can get one or two players healed up here in the next day or two, it would make me feel a lot better. Which we got a chance, because they're little things here, little things there. It's nothing major, season-ending type stuff. So we've got we feel pretty good about where we're at. Lumpkin's going to be a well-coached bunch of kids, play hard. They're real physical. They played some good teams. They lost to GAC. They lost to North Hall's a good team. So East Hall, they lost to them. East Hall's a really good team. So it's kind of one of those where we're not going to take them lightly, because we need to get a win right here.
They're hungry.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the team's hungry, and they want to win. Before we go to our first break, let me ask you, Cole. You know this. You've been on the show before. In fact, I think you're pretty much co-host now. So let me ask you anyway. This week, what do you know how I am? I always want to know, what are you guys coming individually yourself saying, I want to work on this week, I want to focus on, I want to get better? What is that for Cole Earls this week?
Probably just more effort. Like, I know I still have to do my job and stay outside, but when that's done with, I just want to give more effort and try to get to the ball better.
Same thing for you, Dawson. When you showed up Monday morning after a game, playing like Dawson, knowing it's homecoming week and Lumpkin's coming to town, what did you come in and say you wanted to focus on and you wanted to work on this week yourself?
Mine was mainly blocking downfield farther so that our running back and other receivers can get farther downfield and make bigger plays. I asked all the guys, because high school football, you guys are young men, great guys, but this time of the year, what's the attitude of the team? What are you guys picking each other up when there's a
a big play on the other side and they score, you guys picking each other up? Are you staying solid in practice? How's the attitude?
Actually, this week in practice, I thought we've had a lot more fun. We're just starting to have more fun with it. It's probably because the weather's turning, but we're just starting to enjoy football more. And for us seniors, we know that we have limited practices left. So,
Coach, you got a hungry team coming to town. What are you seeing on the Lumpkin side offensively? They like Coach said, they've played the tough teams. You played the tough teams, okay?
Sure.
They may be home saying, "Look, we played GAC and we played North Hall, and it's time to go to Fannin and get one." So when you have a team coming to town, what are you looking at this week with them that on their offensive side that you got to prepare for?
Well, I mean, we've got to. I mean, they're a very run heavy football team. We got to stop the run, the quarterback run or the counters, like Cole said earlier. I mean, to me, defensively, that's our keys. Me directly coaching the defensive line, we have to do our job up front, not do stupid things up front. Do what we're coached to do. And take the counters and the runs and things like that away from them, and that's going to be the keys to our success defensively.
Folks, I'm your host BKP. You're watching Rebel Wrap Up Wednesday night. This is Wednesday night. I always got to check, Coach.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Coach helping me out here. Circuit World. I want to thank Circuit World for hosting this show in Blue Ridge. Don't forget, JR.
Yeah.
Can I give them a 10% discount if they're a first-time customer?
Sounds good to me.
JR said it sounded good to him. So first-time customer come into Circuit World Blue Ridge, 10% discount. Thank you, Blue Jeans Pizza, Pepsi, and all of our sponsors of Team FYN Sports. We'll be back right after these messages.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Day Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Day Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Day Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win.
Hey Rebel fans, come visit the Dairy Queen Grill and Chill of Blue Ridge, Fannin County High School's Meet, Eat, and Treat headquarters. Highway 5 in Blue Ridge. Proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
Hey, we're back, and I'm your host, VKP. It's Team FYN Sports, and Circuit World of Blue Ridge presents Fan and Rebel Wrap-Up. We want to thank Blue Jeans Pizza and Pepsi and all of our Team FYN Sports sponsors. Also, we want to invite you to like our Team FYN Sports Facebook page and also follow us on Twitter at Team FYN Sports. We're joined again for this second half of the show with head coach Jim Pavao, also staying with us, defensive coordinator Adam Turner, and now joining us, linebacker Mason Rhodes is with us. Mason's here with us. Glad to have you. Now, we were talking in the break, and I just want to give a quick shout out. This is our 4th season, and we were going through a couple of the guys that's been here in the past in 4 seasons. So we just want to thank all of you viewers out there. This is season 4 of Rebel Wrap Up. Now, Friday night around, we're talking 3A Region 7 football, and Friday night we're talking East Hall. East Hall will be traveling over to take on Dawson. North Hall will be traveling to take on Greater Atlanta Christian, and Lumpkin County is coming to town to take on Fan and Rebels. So fans out there, your Rebels will be home, and it's homecoming, and kickoff is 7:30. So come out and support the team, and it will be beautiful fall football weather. We talked about Lumpkin in the first half in the break. Coach, let's go back to what they bring Friday night. They're hungry. Sometimes there's nothing more dangerous than the 0-7 team that's hungry coming to town on homecoming night. So talk about preparing for them.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've had a good week of practice. I mean, like Cole was saying earlier, maybe the change in weather, we just seem to be bouncing around more, but I think we had a good week of practice, really focused and up tempo, and Lumpkin offensively is going to run the football, and you're going to have to stop the run against them. They're big and physical in the offensive line. They've got a good running, some good running backs. They've got a good quarterback who runs the football well. He also throw the ball fairly well also. But I mean, the big thing with this bunch is you got to stop the run. If you don't stop the run, you got a problem, because they'll just keep running until you stop it.
Coach, the run, they're going to keep running until you stop it. So on the defensive side, every team you play, obviously first couple plays, getting your defense to make those adjustments real quick, to see who just came in the game, things like that. How's your defense doing with that, making the adjustments, seeing the offensive set or who just ran in? How's that going for the team, and how long does it take these guys to get settled into that at game time?
Well, most of that type of preparation comes from us as a coaching staff on Sunday. We identify a lot of those things prior to when we first started preparing for an opponent on Monday. Generally speaking, usually by Tuesday after towards the end of practice, we get in the team and things like that. Our kids are pretty they're smart enough to realize the different groupings and things that we may throw at them, or the different formations we may throw at them, that kind of thing. So overall, usually by Tuesday or so, we have that pretty well figured out, as a unit.
But game time, when they're out there Friday night, and your Lumpkin comes out, and they're going to do some things, and I guess every team tries to do a couple things. Right at the beginning,
try something to throw you off balance.
Right. So these guys, you understand, getting that adjustment. The faster they get that adjustment, the better off they are.
Yeah, I mean, if they throw something at us, that we're not ready for, I mean, we'll make adjustments, and the next time we see it, we'll be ready for it. We're usually pretty quick, in finding, something we haven't seen. We're usually quick to identify it. So,
Mason is a linebacker. You're a linebacker. Mason Rhodes here, number 44, inside linebacker. What are you guys seeing that you're practicing for with Lumpkin this week? As like Coach says, they're going to be running that ball at you this week. So what are you guys looking at on film maybe, or on the field that you're practicing this week?
Like what they were saying, they're a very good running team. And if we're going from run to screen, if any screen, this is going to be a pass.
How long was that? I know I'm just going way the other direction. Last week, how long was that field goal?
By Alex was 38 yards.
38 yards.
38 yards.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he's really coming along, Alex. He was our special teams player of the week, and he's really coming along well. And we successfully did an onside kick against them. That was successful, well executed by him and the other players. and so he's really come along really well as our long, our field goal kicker and kicking off for us.
If now I haven't looked at mathematically where the team's at. Mathematically, are you still in the hunt?
Yeah, I mean, we got to win this game. We win this game, and that puts us in a situation where now, we still can get into the playoffs. We've just got to take one. You want to say you got to win the next 3, but you got to win this. They got to win this one. I mean, let's focus on one game at a time. Let's get this one, behind us, and with a win, and then we'll worry about next week.
So right now it's win Friday night.
Yeah, we're in the playoffs right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So and that's another thing, Coach.
Exactly
on the defensive side, you're in. I always say, obviously, you're going to play for Friday night. You need to win Friday night. So that's the bottom line. But that being said, when the team gets into basically every Friday night's playoff game.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, at this point of the season, it absolutely is. I mean, there's no turning back. It's winner, or you play the last 2 games and you're done. So,
but mathematically, this has to be the game.
Yeah, you've got to win this one if you want to keep your playoff hopes alive.
You win this one, then you win the next one. That's the way it goes.
Obviously, you're prepared for the next game, but are you talking to the team about that? Like, hey, you guys were.
No, we were talking about this game.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Coach. All right, let me go another direction on that. Same question, different direction.
Okay.
No, I mean, when you get these guys. And they work hard. They do. I come up and I see them in the summertime, and I see them in strength conditioning and all through the year, and they're getting stronger and they're coming together as a unit. But they know that Friday
they know
night,
they can count. You got to have 3. You got to have 3 or 4 wins.
Coach, you're on a roll tonight, Coach.
So they can count. We got 3 games, and you got 3 games to get in the playoffs.
Okay, let me go back. Can you count? I mean, I was just checking.
And he's got his fingers in.
I don't even need my fingers.
He's an A student, so yeah.
I don't even need my fingers.
He's an A student. So.
Yeah, you do good in school. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try over here. But guys, you really know Friday night is like a playoff game, right? And that's what you work for. And so you guys talking about that amongst yourselves on the field, like, hey, this has to be the game. We work too hard, and we want to win Friday night.
Nobody likes to lose.
I hate losing.
Boy, I tell you what.
It's a tough crowd.
You got anything, Coach Turner?
To me, it's all about beating Lumpkin. I'm not worried about 3 weeks down the road.
I understand. I don't know how we got 3 weeks down the road. I was just saying, man. But I'll tell you what. I'm going to back off that one. Let's see if I have anything else.
I want to thank Blue Jeans Pizza, and for the pizza, that was good pizza.
No, I can switch. The flags, and I want to go back to that for a reason. You've done that now twice. Mm-hmm. The flags, is that going to be Friday night? We're going to see the flags.
Yeah, I mean our guys enjoy it. Our coaching staff, we enjoy it. The student body, I think, enjoys it. The parents enjoy it. Our people on our stands, enjoy it. I think it's sending a message to our community. We're not trying to send a message out to anybody but our community that we support patriotism. This is not a political statement, like we said. We're not protesting the NFL, or we can care less about that stuff. We're just worried about us, and we're worried about our team, the way our kids feel. And we've got kids that in the past that played for us that are in the military now. We know before I got here, we know they've got relatives or friends or uncles or whatever that were in the military, and we want to show our patriotism. And I think that's part of, as a coach, you're trying to teach kids things. I think if we can teach our kids the kids to say it's good to be patriotic and support, this country. You've got the right to have your own opinion, but at the same time, we've got the right to, have our opinion. Our opinion is that we support the military folks, and we support our community and what our community stands for.
Guys, the first night you brought out the flags. We've talked about Lumpkin, and we're not going past that game. We're not getting into anything else. That's over. That's done. You got it. But the first night you guys ran out with the flags, I mean, what was that like? What was that feeling? Because I didn't talk to the guys the last time. What was that feeling in doing it again? Does it really hype you up? I mean, does it feel good running out with it? Both of you take a shot at that.
I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed supporting our troops and showing that how much I love this country. And I was kind of nervous at first to see the reaction, bring unwanted attention, but right now I'm just enjoying it and glad to be able to show support for our community.
How about you, Mason?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's something new. Nobody really expected it.
No, we didn't. It was great. We loved it, and people loved it. The viewership was very high on that. But let me ask you, Mason, I didn't have you in the first segment. This week when you showed up to practice on Monday, what did you say, I want to work on, I need to focus on and excel at for yourself this week?
You can never get too good at footwork. Footwork can be what makes the tackle, or you miss the tackle and he runs 75 yards for the touchdown.
Footwork, you miss it and he's gone. So I like that. Coach, any last thoughts? Because this one over here, I don't know if I'm good. I don't know if I'm giving him a last thought.
Beat Lumpkin County.
There you go. That's it. We can go.
That's a good one. That's a
we
good
can
one.
go with that one.
Go Rebels.
Yeah.
You know all that.
Folks, let me give you a little wrap up before we close tonight. This is 3A Region 7 football. Don't forget this one more time, and letting you know where everybody's at, because we're at that time of the season. Greater Atlanta Christian is 4-0 in the region. Dawson is 3-0. North Hall is 3-1. East Hall is 2-1. Fannon's 0-3. Lumpkin's 0-3, and Union's 0-4. So one of those three there from Fannin, Lumpkin, and Union are the one. Is somebody has to surface at the top. Fannin Rebel said they're ready for Friday night. Also, upcoming games that you can follow is Dawson, East Hall, North Hall, Greater Atlanta Christian, Lumpkin County, and Fannin County. And it is homecoming, so come out and support the team, support the Fannin Rebels homecoming this Friday night. Coach, what is the I do have a last question because it's bothering me. What is the requirement to move up the 4A? Should I just end the show?
Numbers of students. I mean, basically, Georgia High School says at this point, you're saying, say 450 students or less, you're a single A. 400 to 800 might be double A. 850 or 900 or so to 1,200 is triple A. 1,200 or more is 4A, and so on.
Well, in 30 seconds, if you can do it, because I get more questions about certain teams in this region, okay? And then I get more questions that come to me throughout the week about a team playing up or a team playing down. Can you explain a little of that for the folks?
You can't play. Normally, you can't play down.
You can petition to.
You can only be asked to play down. Like for instance, if you are right there, say the cutoff is 900 between double A and triple A, and all of a sudden they're like trying to balance off the classifications,
right.
Like there's 85 in one, 75 in the other. So they might ask the bottom 3 or 4 teams numbers wise to move into say double A. Same thing if now there are teams that like some of the private schools down in Atlanta like Marist, they play up. They could play triple A, but they play 4A because it's probably travel's easier for them and rivalries and things of that nature. So I know there's teams in South Georgia that'll play up because of travel. So, but you can't play down unless you're asked to by Georgia High School, and usually it's only because you're really close to double A numbers anyhow. So it's an enrollment thing.
I will tell you that is close to the number one question I get throughout the week is in this region. I won't ask you to comment on it, but this particular region here is that somebody needs to look at this region, and that's one of the number one things I get asked.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of those things that that Georgia High School looks at. We're in a situation we're in a 4-year. They're in a 4-year rotation where normally in the past it's been 2 years. Now they can do some movement. There may be some movement in this region. They may be adding a team to our region this year, a new school down and there's a possibility of a new school, not a possibility, the school's going to be there down in Hall County that they're adding, and there's a possibility that team might be in our region. So there's things that go on, and a lot of speculation. So that's why I don't want to get too specific, because then usually none of it ever comes true.
Well, fans out there, we won't ask Coach to get involved, but I think you out there and I understand what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Right, Jason? Just say right. You can say right over there.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Jason. We're going to close the show. Circuit World, right here at Blue Jeans. Don't forget, first-time customers can come in Tell RJ that Fetcher News, Team FYN Sports sent you in 10% discount. Thank you, Blue Jeans Pizza, for always providing the meal. Pepsi and all of our Team FYN Sports sponsors. There you go. Say that 3 times fast. Don't forget, Jason will be on the sideline this Friday night with the Fannin Rebels and the Lumpkin Warriors.
And Indians.
Oh, Lord, I'm in trouble now.
White
I don't know.
White County Warriors.
White County Warriors?
Yes.
All right,
Indians.
I took a chance, all right? See you Friday night. Jason will be tweeting out highlights. Enjoy the game. Come support the team. We're out of here.